Lesson 5. Let's multiply. Hi children. In the previous class you have learned the multiplication of 3-digit and 4-digit numbers by 1-digit and 2-digit numbers. Here you will learn the multiplication of 3-digit and 4-digit numbers by 2-digit and 3-digit numbers. In a multiplication sum, the number which is to be multiplied is called multiplicand, and the number by which we multiply is called multiplier.
The result of multiplication
is called the product. For example, in 432 multiplied by 2, which is 864, 432 is the multiplicand, 2 is the multiplier, and 864 is the product. Properties of multiplication. First, commutative property. When we change the order of two numbers, the product does not change. Example, 17 multiplied by 6 is equals to 102, and 6 multiplied by 17 is also 102.
Therefore,
17 multiplied by 6 is equals to 6 multiplied by 17, and 24 multiplied by 12 is equals to 288, and 12 multiplied by 24 is equals to 288.
Therefore,
24 multiplied by 12 is equals to 12 multiplied by 24. Second, grouping properties. When we change the grouping of three numbers, the product does not change. Example, 28 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 4, which is equals to 28 multiplied by 32, which is equals to 896. 28 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 4 is equals to 224 multiplied by 4 is equals to 896. 28 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 8 is equals to 112 multiplied by 8 is equals to 896.
Therefore,
28 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 4 is equals to 28 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 4, which is also equals to 28 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 8. Third, distributive property. The product of a number with the sum of two numbers is equal to the sum of the products of that number with the two numbers individually. Example, 28 multiplied by 8 plus 7 is equals to 28 multiplied by 15, which is equals to 420. 28 multiplied by 8 plus 7 is equals to 28 multiplied by 8 plus 28 multiplied by 7, which is equals to 224 plus 196, which is equals to 420.
Therefore,
28 multiplied by 8 plus 7 is equals to 28 multiplied by 8 plus 28 multiplied by 7. Fourth, multiplicative property of 1. The product of a number and 1 will give the number itself. Examples, 238 multiplied by 1 is equals to 238. 1 multiplied by 2348 is equals to 2348. Fifth, multiplicative property of 0. The product of a number and 0 will be 0. Examples, 825 multiplied by 0 is 0. 1225 multiplied by 0 is equal to 0. Example 1. Find the product by suitable rearrangement. A. 2 multiplied by 210 multiplied by 50. A. 2 multiplied by 210 multiplied by 50 is equals to 210 multiplied by 50 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 210 multiplied by 100, which is equals to 21,000. B. 8 multiplied by 25 multiplied by 72, which is equals to 72 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 25. 72 multiplied by 8 multiplied by 25 is equals to 72 multiplied by 200, which is equals to 14,400. Multiplying numbers. Multiplication of a number by 10, 100 and 1000, etc. Rule: to multiply a given number by 10, 100, 1000, etc., we put as many zeros to the end of the given number as there are in the multiplier. Example, 36 multiplied by 10 is equals to 360. 36 multiplied by 100 is equals to 3600. 36 multiplied by 1000 is equals to 36,000,
etc.
Multiplication of a number by 20, 30, 40 till 90. Rule: to multiply a number by 20, 30, 40 till 90, we multiply it by 2, 3, 4 and 9 respectively and insert one zero at the end of the product. Example,
324.
multiplied by 30 is equals to 324 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 10. 324 multiplied by 3 is 972. Multiplied by 10 is equals to 9720. Multiplication of a number by 200, 300, 400, etc. Rule: to multiply a number by 200, 300, 400, etc., we multiply the number by 2, 3, 4, etc. respectively and place two zeros to the right of the product. Example, 25 multiplied by 200 is equals to 25 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 100, which is equals to 25 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 100, which is equals to 50 multiplied by 100, which is also equals to 5000. Multiplication of a number by 2000, 3000, 4000, etc. Rule: to multiply a number by 2000, 3000, 4000, etc., we multiply the number by 2, 3, 4, etc. respectively and place three zeros to the right of the product. Example, 37 multiplied by 4000 is equals to 37 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 1000, which is equals to 148 multiplied by 1000, which is equals to 1,48,000. Multiplying 3-digit and 4-digit numbers by 2-digit numbers. Example, find the product. First, 483 multiplied by 37. Solution, first method, using expanded form. We may write 37 as 30 plus 7.
Therefore,
483 multiplied by 37 is equals to 483 multiplied by 30 plus 7. 483 multiplied by 30 plus 483 multiplied by 7 is equals to 14,490 plus 3,381, which is equals to 17,871. Second method, using vertical form.
thus 483 times 37 equals 17,871.
Multiplying 3-digit and 4-digit numbers by 3-digit numbers. Example, multiply 441 by 119. Solution, first method, using expanded form. We may write 119 as 100 plus 10 plus 9.
Therefore,
441 multiplied by 119 is equals to 441 multiplied by 100 plus 10 plus 9, which is equals to 441 multiplied by 100 plus 441 multiplied by 10 plus 441 multiplied by 9, which is equals to 44,100 plus 4,410 plus 3,969, which is equals to
52,479.
Second method, using vertical form. Thus, 441 multiplied by 119 is equals to 52,479. Multiplying a number with 0. Example 3. Find 253 multiplied by 106. Solution: 253 multiplied by 6 is 1,518 plus 253 multiplied by 100 is 25,300. The product would be 26,818. Finding the missing digits. Example,
Find the missing digits.
solution. Step 1. In ones place, 4 multiplied by is equals to 2. So the digit 2 fit in must be either 3 or 8. Trying to solve with the smaller digit, that is 3. 4 multiplied by, for ones place, 3 is equals to 1,272. Step 2. Divide 1,272 by 3, we get 424. Write 2 in the tens place. Step 3. Put 0 in ones column and then find the product. 424 multiplied by 7 is equals to 2968. Step 4. Find the sum and write it at appropriate places. Word problems. Example 1. The cost of a pen drive is Rs 550. Find the cost of 67 such pen drives. Solution. Cost of a pen drive is Rs 550.
Therefore,
Cost of 67 such pen drives is equals to 550 multiplied by 67, which is equals to 36,850. Thus, the cost of 67 pen drives is Rs 36,850. Framing word problems. We know that different word problems can be framed for the same given number sentence. For example, two word problems for the number sentence 482 multiplied by 52 is equals to can be First, a book has 482 pages. How many pages would 52 such books have? Second, the cost of a t-shirt is 482. How much would 52 such t-shirts cost? Example, estimate the product of 154 multiplied by 237 by rounding off each number to the nearest tens. Also, compare your estimation with the actual product. Solution, rounding off the given numbers to the nearest tens we have 154 is rounded off to 150, 237 is rounded off to 240. Estimated product is equals to 150 multiplied by 240, which is equals to 36,000. Actual product is equals to 154 multiplied by 237, which is equals to 36,498. Difference, 36,498 minus 36,000 is equals to 498.
So, our estimation is close to the actual product.